Hey everyone, Becky Lander here with Modern Direct Seller. I hope you're having an amazing day today. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. So happy to be here with you today because today we are diving into organizing your finances. Ooh, I know this is not the most glamorous training topic when it comes to direct sales, but it is an absolute necessity for your business so you have good visibility on your money in, your money out, what your actual profit margin is. I have found in direct sales, we put a lot of emphasis on our sales numbers, right? We want to look at our total sales volume. We want to earn that trip. We want to see our team sales, but what we're not actually looking at is the profit, the money that is actually hitting our bank account. And more than anything, I want you to have a very, very profitable direct sales business. So the first step is keeping track of our money and having a good view of the health of our business. This will help you make decisions as well as forecast other expenses or goals that you even have in your life. If you know how much money you expect to have coming in, how much money that's hitting your bank account, then you can plan that trip that you've been working towards, or splurge on that bag that you want to buy, or put things away in savings for retirement. Whatever that might look like for you, we need to make sure that we're tracking our money in a way that we can easily get that done. So I'm going to share with you a couple of tools to make that easier than ever, but let's start with the basics here. Let's talk about separating our personal and business expenses. Now, I know this isn't super exciting, but it is, again, very necessary in our business. So if you have a personal credit card that you're making for your personal transactions, so you run to the grocery store, you fill your car up with gas, you pay for any incidentals or expenses you have in your life, we want to keep that completely separate from our direct sales business expenses. So those expenses, I want you to use a different credit card or bank account for. Doesn't really matter. And I want to be real clear here. You don't necessarily need to set up a business account at a bank, which is going to require you to establish yourself as a business and come up with a business name and all of those things. You simply need a separate account. So this could be a credit card that you only use for business expenses. This could be another personal checking account that you have that you don't pay too much attention to and you don't have other transactions happening there. You just want to separate them out, right? So personal is over here, business is over here. And I have to say, this is kind of hard to do, especially like over here. We love our Southwest credit card. We get all the miles, and my personal and business credit card look very similar. And sometimes I mix them up. And so make sure, do your best. You can always reconcile things if you mess up, but make sure that you're trying your best to keep your business expenses separate from your personal expenses. And the reason for that is because then you don't have to sort them out at the end of the day, right? Then you know anything in that account, anything charged to that card is going to be directly related to my business. That's step one, is make sure you have your money separated between personal and business. The next thing that we want to make sure that we're doing is to have a system in place to keep track of our money. Now, depending upon the stage of business that you're in with your direct sales business, right? You could be established and be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, or you could be just getting started and this is your first month and you want to do things right from the beginning. I applaud you. So if that's the case, you want to make sure that you have a system that works for you. So if you're just getting started, we have a very simple income and expense spreadsheet. It is linked below this video. You can grab that income and expense spreadsheet and very easily add your income in, your expenses out, and code it. So that would be option number one for you. And directly following this little segment from me, I'm going to pop over to my husband, Jeremy, who really handles all the money in our business and our personal life too. And he's going to walk you through the income and expense spreadsheet so you have a really clear idea of how to use that tool. The other option for you is going to be the second piece of this video, where you're going to learn from Steve Nauta, who is the founder and CEO of Direct Sidekick. And Direct Sidekick is an accounting tool developed specifically for direct sellers. They have great support and really kind of get us as direct sellers when our business model looks a little bit different than some other small business owners out there. And his tool will allow you to keep track of your income and your expenses. Regardless of which one you pick, I want to encourage you to reconcile your money on a weekly basis. I know weekly, that kind of sounds like a lot. Just put something on your calendar to remind you to go back in, make sure everything's categorized, everything's accounted for at the end of the week. And if you're like me, you're gonna put it on your calendar for every week and you're only gonna get to it once a month. It's okay, I don't judge you. But we wanna make sure that we're doing it at the very minimum monthly, because when tax season rolls around, I want you to have your profit and loss statement, your documentation of how much money your business made this year at your fingertips. I don't want you having to go back an entire year to code all of that information. So with that said, I'm gonna pop over to a quick tutorial on the income and expense tracker. And then following that, we are gonna pop into a tutorial from Steve with Direct Sidekick to share more about how you can use that accounting software to support you. You don't need both, just pick one that's going to work for you. All right, with that said, here we go.
Hey everyone, Jeremy here from Modern Direct Seller, and in this video I'm going to walk through how we use the income and expense tracker that we have. So this is a simple Excel spreadsheet. It's great if you are just starting out and don't have a ton of income and expenses yet. It's a really easy way to keep track of your income and expenses, see your profit, and then also have you ready to file taxes. So this is intro page here. We've got some tabs along the bottom. So we've got instructions here that just talk you through how to use it. This is the main one here, the income and expenses tab. We also have a simple mileage tracker. And then this category descriptions gives you all the categories that you have to pick from when you're categorizing your income and expenses, and a little description of what would be included in those categories. So let's go head over to the income and expenses tab. So we have some just like example income and expenses entered on here, just so you can see how you do it. But it's really simple. So you're just putting the date, a description of what it is, which account that it was received in, the amount, and these are entered as positive numbers for the income. And then you're going to categorize it. So there's a drop down here that's picking from the other category descriptions tab. And for income, we've got 1099 NEC income, general income, and other income. So 1099 NEC, that's like the form you get from your parent company, your home office, for any income that they paid you, so commissions and overrides and that kind of stuff. So that's for 1099 NEC income. General income would be any other income from like in-person sales or Square or PayPal or Venmo, something like that. And then other income would just be something that doesn't fall into those two categories. So that's income. If you run out of lines here or run out of rows, all you need to do is you can just highlight in here and then right click, insert rows. And then just make sure you do it in the middle. Don't try to add it at the end, add them somewhere in the middle, so that way the formulas will stay intact. And then down in the bottom, we have expenses. So same thing, date, description of the expense, how you paid for it. And then these are entered as negative numbers. And then you can also pick a category here. So there's a whole bunch of expense categories. COGS stands for cost of goods sold. So this is expenses like for the actual product you're selling. And then there's a whole bunch of other expense categories here. So you can check out the descriptions on category descriptions, and you'll just pick whichever one you feel is the most appropriate. And then same deal here. If you need to insert any rows, you can just highlight, right click, insert rows to add more expense rows too. And then so up here you get a total of the income, you get a total of the expenses, and then this is your income minus expenses, so essentially your profit. And then this here is to help you for filing taxes. So these are like the lines or the categories that you have on what you call Schedule C. So this automatically populates based on the things you enter above on the income and expenses sections, and is pulling from the category descriptions here. So This way you're ready to file taxes. It's all the info is already here for you. Or if you're going to pass this off to like your accountant, they have all the info they need to file your taxes. And then at the bottom here, there's just another sum adding these up. So it's just a little double check to make sure the formulas are good. So this number here should match this number here. And as long as those match, you should be good to go. All right, so yeah, that's pretty simple, easy to use spreadsheet. And then, once you're having more income and expenses where, it's kind of hard to track in a spreadsheet like this, then you can always move on. Like our next recommendation kind of for the next level up when your business is more complicated would be Direct Sidekick. And then we also have in here a mileage tracker. So if you're going to take the mileage deduction for your taxes, you need to keep a log of all the driving you've done, and that way you can claim that. So this is super simple. If you don't do a ton of driving, this is just an easy way to do it. You just keep a log, the date, from where you started to where you went, the reason for the drive or the business purpose, and then how many miles. So you'll just enter them all in here, and then it'll total it up at the end. So that way you have a log. If you do a lot of business driving, then there's some apps out there that will help you track it. Like one we've used is TripLog, and it basically will connect to like your car's Bluetooth to know when you're in your car, and then it'll automatically track your driving and track the miles you drive, and then you can just categorize it through the app, whether it's business or personal, and then you can go on their website, download reports and stuff. So we typically just recommend using a spreadsheet like this mileage tracker when you're just getting started, if you're not doing a ton of driving. But if you do, if you're doing like daily driving for your business, then you might want an app like TripLog, or another one is Mileage IQ. So that's it. Let me know if you have any questions.
Amazing. Pretty easy, right? Thank you, Jeremy, so much for walking us through the income and expense tracker. Again, a super simple, easy tool, but you do have to use it, right? Systems are only good as you actually using them. With that said, I'm going to pop over next to Steve Nata with Direct Sidekick to show you an accounting software if you're ready to kind of level things up and advance your accounting skills in your direct sales business. So with that said, here we go. Thanks, Steve.
With Direct Sidekick, you can finish your accounting in just 15 minutes per month using our simple 3-step process. Hi, my name is Steve Nauta. I'm the founder of Direct Sidekick, and in this quick video, I'm going to show you how that works. First step is to connect your accounts. Under the accounting tab, go to accounts, and you can connect either your bank account, your credit card account, whatever account you use for your business transactions. Connect your account. We use Plaid. It's the same company that other large companies like Mint.com use. Connecting secure. We have read-only access, and that allows us to import your transactions up to 5 times per day. And the next step is to click on the transactions tab. And so then I recommend monthly just to kind of come in here, verify your transactions, and make sure the categories are correct. So this would be like, let's say, for example, that I send money to somebody through Venmo or PayPal. We won't know what that's for, and so that would show up as uncategorized. And so then you'll just need to come in here and change the category. So how you can do this is you can check on those. For example, these here, go to edit, and you can change the category for both of them at one time just by choosing the category here. Otherwise, if you wanted to edit them one at a time, you could click the edit button here, and you could change anything in here, or you can add additional notes. I love to keep notes, as it's good to have those details in case I ever need to know what something was for. So for here, you can change, like I mentioned, you can change your categories here. This allows you to change things for like your income, your expenses. Also, it could be like owner contributions or owner withdrawals or inventory transactions, or even personal transactions. So if you had accidentally put a transaction for you personally onto your business account, you can just change that there. And what that'll do is that'll remove that transaction from your profit and loss statement. It'll still show up in your transactions list, but it will be removed from your profit and loss statement. So that is step number 1. Step number 1 is real simple. Just monthly, come in here, log in, look at your transactions, and make sure that they're all categorized. Step 2 is for your inventory. So anytime you purchase products for I call it your personal home inventory, right? So your inventory for resale, you're going to go in here and enter a purchase. Very simple. just add a new purchase, follow along with your purchase that you had with your company. And if you have any problems, reach out to us. We're happy to help. There's this question mark right here, which opens this window, which you can just click on ask and send us a message right from inside the program. So step 2, if you purchase products for resale for your inventory, you are going to add a purchase. So the next step is removing items from your inventory. So if you sell items from your inventory for resale, then you'll add an invoice for that. Again, very similar to the purchases. You'll just kind of come in here, click new invoice, fill out this information for your customer, and you can either send the invoice to your customer, you can connect your Square account, and they'll have a button where they can just kind of click it and pay, or you can just record like a manual payment as well if they mail you a check or something similar. If you give something away or use it for personal use, you can remove it with an adjustment. So this would be something like maybe some demo products, maybe you take a product out of inventory for demonstration purposes, or you give something away, for example, like a booking gift or an incentive. Those are tax deductions. Those are advertising expenses. And so once you do an adjustment, we automatically add the advertising expense for you in your transaction list. If it's a personal use product, you can just do personal use and remove the product that way. So 3-step process, very simple. Connect your accounts and then monthly check your transactions, right? Just make sure that they're categorized correctly. Like if you had anything that's personal, an inventory transaction, you'll want to just check that as inventory so that it is removed from your profit and loss calculations as an expense, because that's, written off with cost of goods sold through the inventory part. If you purchase products for your personal, your home inventory for resale, you'll do a purchase. If you sell something out of your inventory, it's an invoice. And if you give something away or demo them or use something for your personal use, it is an adjustment. Now, one quick question I get all the time is, do I have to enter all of my customer orders? And that is a definitive no. The inventory tab here, everything here is only for inventory transactions. So inventory that you purchase that comes to you, to your home inventory for resale. Any of your customer orders that you place through your back office, that is just fine. That'll be handled all through the back office. You are not tracking cost of goods sold or anything for that. You don't have to. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
How good was that, right? Such a great tool that you can use in your business. So regardless if you're using the income and expense tracker or direct Sidekick, make sure that you're making it a habit, right? Again, put it on your calendar. Make sure you're keeping up with things on the regular. That's going to be super duper important for you. And when it comes to tax season, we have another quick video to walk you through exactly what you need for tax preparation time to make it easy, seamless, and not completely overwhelming. So we have a checklist for you and we'll walk you through that in the next video all around tax prep for direct sellers. So thanks so much for being here today. It was great to see you. Make sure you get that money in order and get yourself organized. Talk soon.